Disclaimer. This episode may contain language and situations that could be considered inappropriate for younger audiences. Listener discretion is advised. This episode will also be a review of the entire series, and as such, we'll be covering some major spoilers. If you have not watched the series yet and wish to do so blind, please refrain from watching until you have. And as always, opinions expressed are those of the individual participants and do not reflect upon the Dub Talk podcast as a whole. Now, if you excuse me, time to light this up and start the show. Oh God, why did I... You weren't even gonna see me smoke that. It tastes like burning. The agony. Get on with this show.
Hey, come on. Watch out. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Dub Talk, the show where a bunch of nerds get together and talk about a recent dub or a dub announcement. Today is a very special project of mine. We are diving into the bureaucracy, cutting the red tape, and slicing into some sandwich bread, because we're dealing with ACCA 13 Territory Inspection Dept.
I have to say, Roots, I'm surprised that you're feeling okay, since you kind of had issues with those cigarettes a couple minutes ago, and you were vomiting, and it didn't end well.
Yeah.
I was told there would be toast and cake.
The cake is always
It's
a lie.
on the catering table.
The cake is always a lie.
Oh, no! Shit, we're off to
Surprise,
a
there's a 14th district. It's called Aperture.
They have these weird robots and this technology known as portals? Anyway.
Okay.
Their branch chief is a little
Okay.
scary. She's a little creepy. Gladys, right?
She sounds a little robotic.
From Studio Madhouse and the creative geniuses behind One Punch Man, ACCA 13 is a suspenseful thriller. Gene Otis, commonly known as Gene the Cigarette Peddler, is one of the most cunning agents of ACCA. In a kingdom split between 13 regions, ACCA serves to maintain the peace. Those working in the syndicate consider it their life and purpose. But Gene is monitored by gazes, rumors, and snack time. Slowly his life is swallowed up into the world's conspiracies.
Whoever wrote that synopsis had to throw in snack time to get the children who were like, I don't know. Oh, dude, snack time, hell yeah!
Because let's...
Cookies and cakes?
Because let's face it. You gotta find some way to make a kind of slow political drama at least a tad bit exciting. Because let's be honest here, ACCA is not gonna be for everyone. Right off the bat.
Not at least until about halfway through, when the real meat of the political coup that sort of seeps in every little aspect of the show
Yup.
kind of starts rearing its fangs.
Yup.
To quote Chad James, ACCA is like a secret club. It's like, cool, you survived through all this. Let me open the door to the premium section.
Sounds about right, actually, all things considered.
Hashtag Slender Serpent.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. So who are all of we? I think you should probably mention that.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Oh, yes.
Sue is here today, Ruth.
I need to introduce everyone, don't I?
We're off to a great start, guys.
All
Go Team ACCA!
Starting off, we have Team Mom, Lilac.
Hello.
My partner in crime, Megan.
What up, bitches?
And the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jet.
I was told there would be cake.
You said it yourself.
It's after the show.
You said it yourself, though. It's
Dang it.
also a lie, so you kind of screwed yourself there.
Dang it.
Contradictions.
Alright, and some blah blah blah, yada yada, coup d'etat.
And who are you,
beautiful,
sir?
Beautiful animation.
Who are you, sir? Mr. Host,
You can argue about
introduce
that
yourself.
later. Awesome
Alright, so
soundtrack.
Oh god, and that the opening.
Yeah, can I just say, because I think this is probably the third show that was adapted by the manga from Natsume Ono, but this is the first one that I am aware of that has an actual dub to it. Because House of Five Leaves and Ristorante Paradiso, they were both released by Nozomi, and neither one of them has a dub to it.
Okay, so Ristorante Paradiso was Nozomi, like you said. House of Five Leaves was originally simulcast by Funimation.
Right.
They did not opt to pick up the home video rights,
And then it
and
went
instead those went to NIS America.
Right.
Opted not to dub it.
Well, it fared better than Rainbow did. A moment of silence.
And then I think it was just a couple months ago where House of Five Leaves went out of print too from NIS.
It went out of print. Crunchyroll, who later picked up the streaming rights, also lost those rights. So it is now completely unavailable in the US.
Oh, damn.
Unless somebody decides to pick it up.
But it's okay. I bought it on DVD before it went out of print, so I'm good. That and I have Ristorante Paradiso too. Because Natsume Ono's style is actually, I would say it's pretty unique. Both in like character and the themes and the stories that she writes. Because the three, if you were compared to three of them, ACCA, Five Leaves, and Ristorante Paradiso, each of them are completely different from each other, but they have kind of this, like a similar tone, a similar feel to them, fairly similar content-wise, a lot of slow burn political kind of aspects. Maybe not so much in Ristorante Paradiso, but kind of get what I mean. They're all kind of similar in that way.
And her art kind of... It's going to be a kind of a strange comparison, but her art kind of has this Mike Mignola feel to it. With a lot of bold, thick color, particularly with ACCA and later a work that is currently unlicensed, Lady and Old Man.
That's an interesting title.
It's like 50s, 60s Hollywood. It's nice. Viz, please pick it up because it's like Shueisha.
Well, if they do, Vertical might, like, 10 years from now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been chatting long enough. Why don't we...
Yeah, get to the actual show.
Yes.
Alright, so let us get to the meat and bones with our ADR staff.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Since we're not doing predictions, since this is a dub review.
And there's also so many freaking characters again.
So many
Yes, time to go
characters.
over every branch member.
No, we're not going that far. Oh my god.
Damn it, we're not
We'd be here all
Rambuing it. Fuck.
No, we're not. We'd be here all fucking night.
Excuse me, Roots and I got that done in under an hour and a half.
Which I'm very surprised about, by the way.
Phrasing, Lana.
Phrasing!
Anyway.
Okay, anyway, our ADR director is Christopher Bevins, and our ADR scriptwriter primary, because there were probably also some people doing, like, minor script working as well, but he's the only one listed, J. Michael Tatum.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
And you would know Christopher Bevins from Drifters,
And a bunch of
Ping
stories
Pong
in
the
the
Animation, The Heroic Legend of Arzon, or Princess Jellyfish.
I'm freaking dying over here.
I'm freaking dying over here!
I'm trying to freaking overthrow the government over here!
God damn it!
Okay, and you would know J. Michael Tatum's script writing from shows such as 91 Days, both seasons, the live-action movie, and the chibi spin-off of Attack on Titan.
Oh my god, he did everything. I didn't realize that. Shit.
Oh yeah!
Oh boy.
I forgot. Oh, he's gonna be...
Assassination Classroom, and also Koro Sensei Quest attached to that, and Steins Gate.
So many things.
So what did you all think of the direction and scripts?
I have a lot of words, so I'm probably going to go last.
We all know Jet's ongoing battle
I
with
wonder
Tatum.
what his problem is. I'll kind of go first, because I mean, I know we're skipping predictions, but originally, I mean, probably a good amount of people thought initially this was gonna be handled by Bevins, at the very least directing-wise. Because this is a show that I could see him directing hands down. Because, I mean, he's done the action shows like Drifter, sure, but he's done the more political heavy series like Arslan, because there are really heavy political pieces to it. So, personally, I thought Bevins was a really good shoo-in. And then Tatum honestly was another, like, instant shoo-in in terms of writer for me. Because 91 Days, or Attack on Titan. Because I think in certain historical periods, or if there's not really... What's the right way to use? With more historical context, or accents, or region-based kind of shows, I feel like Tatum, that's some of his stronger shows that he's written for. And personally, I think ACCA was one of the stronger ones. There were a couple pieces here and there, some lines, like, occasionally where that didn't quite work. But I think, because I loved his script for 91 Days, this was also a really solid script. And in Bevan's case, directing-wise, he pulled out some fun little stops going here. A lot of fun little stops in terms of casting and performances, and I just enjoyed every second of it, honestly.
I guess I'll go after Steph, because I kind of want to continue her points. Script-wise, I think this is probably one of the stronger Tatum scripts that I've, like, particularly noticed, because I think he does very well when there's less fighting, but more talking. Because one of the best parts of ACCA is that a lot of its action is driven by dialogue and, like, visual cues than it is by, like, straight up, like, punching somebody or screaming out the exact plot. It's not like you're sitting there watching Aaron spout off his mission to kill all the Titans because his mom died. It's more or less, okay, here's this conversation that has 7 different levels to it and 7 different threads running through it that all end up at the same point of unravelment. And I think that he captures that really well. The other thing I think that he captured, and I think it might be stronger in the Japanese just because I feel like there's certain themes in the show that don't necessarily translate to the US as well, because one of the things about ACCA is that the country that makes up, is it Doha is the kingdom, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe it's also the name of the overall country as well.
Yeah, Doha is one of the districts. It's actually the district where the heart would be on the bird, because the fun thing about the country is that it's shaped like a bird. For some stupid reason.
As the show likes to point out all the time.
Doha's at the heart, but one of the things is that it's a unified nation under a single banner, but each country still retains its own individual identity. And I think it's saying something about the difference between, like, individuality and, like, unified vision, which I think America and Japan both have separate visions on, which is a whole other political argument, and I think Tatum captured that. My thing is that I think he was good in this because of Bevan's direction. Bevins, I've noticed as a director, just from reading his tweets and stuff, he enjoys anime that can be spread out to a wider audience. And honestly, ACCA kind of is, because it's not what people traditionally think of anime. And I think he said this is one of his favorite shows that he's ever gotten to retell on his Twitter. And it really shows. There's a couple of things with certain characters, I know Roots and I were discussing it, that revealed really good twists by accident. I know that character we're talking about, I'll mention it when we talk about that person. I think there's little technical things like that, like somewhat like a voice filter wasn't used to mask somebody's voice, because that actor has a very predominant way of speaking, so you'll know who it is if you've listened to enough anime. And I think the writing sometimes can do that, but overall, I think it's a really good, solid affair.
Okay, well, since Jet has some has some words to say,
Dun dun dun.
overall, Bevins is the perfect director for a show like this.
Absolutely.
There are a lot of delicate moving parts that are easy to overlook and, break. It's like a clock. It's kind of funny because he's not directing Clockwork Planet, apparently, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, this show functions a lot like a clock. There are a lot of very, very small parts, easy to misplace, easy to break, but for the most part, everything was kept as intact as humanly possible. And I do have to say, as with a lot of us, I do have a lot of problems with Tatum's scriptwriting. In particular, 91 Days kind of felt like, a prohibition chain restaurant. Just because of how much slang was thrown out. It didn't quite feel realistic, but considering that this show is mostly consisting of, well-educated adult characters, it plays very well to Tatum's scriptwriting strengths, which is, as Megan said, subtle, nuanced dialogue. And I do have to say, with Attack on Titan Season 2, he is doing a bit better, namely from the conversation between Ymir and... what was her
Krista.
actual name? Krista.
Yeah, just go Krista for now.
Go, Krista.
Where they were conversing with Sasha, but they were also kind of digging at each other. But then again, there was also, just last night, I have the right to get trashed, so...
Oh no! I haven't watched last night's episode yet.
Oh, I was slightly catching up on some things, and I mean, Ymir said the word plebe at one point.
I was about to say, too,
Well, I said, well, I still hadn't gotten around to the dub, and I probably won't now, but...
It was just one scene where it was used so far, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Thankfully, his habits didn't really come out to play in ACCA. It was a more than serviceable dub, and I would actually consider recommending it over the subs.
Oh yeah, I would too, actually.
Just because of how much was, retained. Alright, so Jet, you had things to say.
Yep. Okay, so as far as Christopher Bevins goes, at this point, Christopher Bevins is pretty easily regarded as one of Funimation's best directors, so I'm pretty happy with everything he does. And
now
I think
now we gotta strap ourselves in, kids. Is it time?
No, I'm not done yet. And I also agree with you guys. I think he's pretty well suited to this kind of show because he does stuff like Terror in Residence and all of that. So, okay. And as for J. Michael Tatum, well. Okay, so if you've listened to any episode I've been on where we've talked about Tatum, you'll know I'm not really a fan of his work, at all. Mostly to the point where if he's on a show, it will actually set off red flags for me. So when I heard he was on this one, I was a little bit worried, to say the least. But to my surprise, he actually turned out a really good script for this one. Because I didn't have any serious issues with it. He stayed on point. The dialogue was pretty good. There's a couple of little hiccups here and there, but for the most part, it's very solid. And I'd actually go to say that it's probably the best script I've seen from him in the last few years. So, J. Michael Tatum pretty much made me eat my hat, and I guess that's the highest words of praise that I could give this dub.
Wow, there we go.
Yeah, a lot of hats were probably over the course of 3 months.
Probably. This is probably one of the, at least in terms of dubs for so far this year, this is probably one of my favorites and the best ones I've seen so far.
Yeah, this is probably my personal favorite. I know a lot of people have been throwing Dragon Maid around as their best dub so far,
wait, really?
Yes.
Apparently, yes.
Wow.
I have not seen Dragon Maid, mind you.
But
I mean, it was okay.
I have
just heard
issues
the
with
things.
its writing.
I just heard the things about the script.
Yeah, episode 1 notwithstanding, it's not a bad dub, but
Yeah,
I
episode
wouldn't
1's
consider it
writing
the best.
notwithstanding. Which, that's another argument for another day that we've already fucking done.
Yeah.
But I think this honestly though, like, I was super surprised at, one, how much the dub actually drew me into wanting to finish the show. Because I feel like this is kind of how, I know Roots might understand the sentiment because I know he's finished the show, how kind of you, Amon, and Gigi actually felt compelled to finish Token Ranbu Hanamaru because the dub made it more enjoyable than the sub was.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. Like, I mean, I was enjoying watching the show sub, but it wasn't really, like, hooking me all that well. And when I watched the dub, I was like, yep, this works.
I think, is this just one of those shows in that rare class of, it's a good show subbed, but have you listened to it and watched it dubbed?
Yeah, I think it's mainly because, like, I think it's mainly because there's, like, so much dialogue that it's just kind of easier to watch it dubbed.
That kind of helps, but it also I also kind of think because, like Megan was talking about, Bevins really enjoyed working on this one and it was one of his favorites. And you can tell a lot of, like, time and effort was put into this show. So you can tell he really, really wanted to make it something amazing. And I think it turned out really well because that extra time and effort went into it.
And I think one of the best ways you can honestly tell that you may enjoy a sub better than the dub is when characters who you barely remember show up again for no reason and start talking. You can all tell that they're voiced by different people and that they still retain their own distinct personalities. I believe it's in episode... I think it's in the last episode or the episode before. When all of the branch operatives are all in this one room talking to each other.
Yes.
And you can tell each of them apart, not by the way that they look, because you've maybe met these people for like 5-10 minutes max at certain points on screen, but you can tell them and their personalities apart because their voices are each so distinct from each other.
Yeah, and you know, something else I kind of want to bring up, because we're not doing every branch chief one by one.
Thank God.
I do have to give a special shout out to Greg Ayers.
Okay, was he the crazy old guy in the fucking beach district?
With Brian Massey?
He was the old... he was the old guy in the beach district.
Wait, you couldn't tell that was him? That was like...
Well, for me, I watched that episode months ago. I watched that episode months ago. It's been a little while since I saw that episode.
You could absolutely tell it was Greg Ayers.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
But
I just love the fact that it was him and Brian
itself-
Massey.
The character itself is so out of type for him that it was just kind of refreshing, like, oh,
yeah,
that's Greg Ayers playing an old man. That's kind of cool.
Can I just say for 5 seconds, Vic Mignogna is the man with the golden gun. That one-off character for 5 minutes.
Vic Mignogna's out to kill G Notice. I was like, oh shit. But like, one of the other ones I really enjoyed was Sandpiper is his name, and I forget what district he is, but it's Anthony Bowling. And I remember
it was hold on, let me...
I don't remember which district either, but
it
yes.
was Sweet Sue.
Okay, Sweet Sue. Sandpiper, and he just whistles the opening theme to ACCA, and he has this personality on him that is like, hey, let's go, like that type. And I was like, damn, I wonder who plays him. And it was Anthony Bowling. You have Micah Solusod as the little kid in the Snow District. I believe the little Tintin-looking motherfucker is Orion Pitts.
Yes, it is Orion. Orion.
Like, that is the litmus test of a good, just solid all-around cast. Is easily these characters could have been bland and forgettable, and except for the ones who are put in key positions, like J. Michael Tatum's Warbler, or the girl from the district with all the big food. Like, all of them have distinct personalities, and these moments with them And it's really nice to see because, again, they could have just been lost in the shuffle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on?
Yep, we probably should, because we're like 30 minutes into the thing, we haven't gotten to any characters.
I mean, I guess bottom line, like, staffing-wise, like, hell yes. Amazing. Let's go.
Yeah.
Done.
Like, magical combination.
It's a beautiful combination.
Alright, so to start off on our characters, we have Gene Otis's cubicle mates. Basically, we are starting with the Snack Trio.
Snack Squad!
Snack Squad!
Basically, Lilac, Megan, and Gigi in anime form.
Honestly.
The green-haired Kelly, the pink-haired Autry, and the blue-haired Maz. Kelly is played by Anastasia Munoz, who you would know from Nerberall, i.e. Nabe and Overlord.
Yes.
Quinn in Death Parade, and she is Coco, she is Loco, I said oh no. She plays Coco Hekmatyar in Jormungand.
I still need to see Jormungand. And I own it too.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I've owned Cowboy Bebop for 2 years and I still haven't watched it.
Chet, if you...
Okay, you have committed blasphemy, Megan. I'm going to strap you to a chair.
But to say, my
finish
crime is
Bebop.
not as bad as hers in this
Look,
situation.
we don't talk about that. I just have not gotten time to sit down and act.
I swear, I'm going to strap you under a chair and force you to finish it.
About the same, guys, my shelves would tell you that I buy a lot of shows, but like, maybe a quarter of them I've actually completed thoroughly. I'm terrible.
That's okay. The pink-haired Autry is voiced by Alex Moore, who you would know as Theo Vanetti in 91 Days. And personal note, I am totally sorry for confusing you for Monica Rial in the 91 Days episode. Just putting that out there. Hibiki Haruna in Fuka. And Mitsuba Sangu in Seraph at the End.
Who desperately needs more love, and if you cosplay Mitsuba or also love Mitsuba, just tweet at Alex. She's really nice.
She's cool.
Jesus.
And the blue-haired Maz is played by Sarah Wiedenheft, who I always screw up her name because I took like 5 years of German, and I pronounced it Wiedenheft for a while. Again, I'm sorry. You would know her as Michaela Watch in Blood Blockade Battlefront. She played Shihoru in Grimgar Ashes and Illusions, which I now have to get used to that name because Funimation changed it.
Yeah, that might be more of a Japan thing that they made them change.
Probably.
Yeah, at any rate, we can't make that joke anymore.
Yeah.
Damn it! That's why they changed it. We couldn't call it, but now we can call it Grimgar Asses an Illusion.
God damn it!
And you would also know her as Toru in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Alright, so what did you guys think of the Snack Trio?
Snack Squad is best squad.
They were pretty fun background characters, I guess. I don't really have too many words beyond that.
Yeah, they were really
adorable.
fun. They were adorable background characters. They were basically the gossipy women in the office. Because the amount of times they'll go to some of the other people in either whether it's at the branch or Lotta for that Lotta or Rail for that one episode for like 2 seconds. They're just
Now Kith.
they're these gossipy they're basically these gossipy girls that you might find at work. That's basically what they are.
They also love to eat.
So many.
Snack Squad.
Snack Squad is best.
I
squad.
like them a lot. Like they were. I can't tell them apart for the fucking life of me. Except for I know which one Anastasia Munoz is because she's got the deepest voice.
Yup.
I know which one Anastasia is. I love you, Alex. I love you, Sarah. But God, you two sound really similar. In this show, I'm obviously Snack Ping. Just because Snack Ping seems like the troublemaker the most. But I think, again, one of my favorite moments is actually her and the three of them and the one girl from the fishing district pinning Potato Girl to the fridge. When they're like, tell us the deets, are you really dating him? Like,
Are you dating Gene? No, it's this other guy. What?
dating the old guy.
Gossip!
That and at the end, I really think these two make a great couple. Like, I'm pretty sure they were also working with the royal family. Because I believe Sarah's was calling Moggy at one point when they were spying on Lotta. But I thought they were adorable as Sin and fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
They were a lot of fun, yeah.
And it would also pay to have Funimation have them do a commentary of them in character for certain episodes.
God, that would be
have the
perfect.
three
That'd
of
be pretty
them.
funny.
Have the three of them plus, because we're going to talk about them in a second probably, Not and maybe Owl. All five of them in a room together for a commentary.
But they have to keep in character the entire
Yup.
time.
Yup. Minimum, those three girls plus Not. Minimum. Maybe Owl.
I don't know what episode they would do. Probably, I would pay
Do
for
them all!
all the whole
Like,
them
show.
all.
separate commentary. Like, separate
Riff-raps it.
commentary track.
I was gonna
Just
say episode
have
8
them
would be the
dish
best.
gossip on everybody.
Episode
Like,
8
that
would be
the best.
hysterical.
Oh, God.
By the way, episode 8 is where, like, there's been a couple of bombs. That's when the big one just comes out and implodes the show.
Yeah.
Followed next episode by a bigger bomb.
Yup.
Followed by the granddaddy of them all at the end.
But we will be getting to that one
Oh, man.
very, very soon. Alright, so, are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Alright, next up we have just a couple of random members of the Bodon District ACCA branch. We have another cubicle mate of Jean's, not the married one.
You mean
The guy with all the
one
kids.
whose the one whose wife left him? And he had
They
like
got,
three
they
kids.
got back together.
Yeah, they get back together right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end.
We have Jean Otis's boss, Owl.
Weird name, by the way.
Well, there's reason for that.
Fair.
And kind of the plucky asshole cop,
You want to call him that?
Rail.
Can I say
Which,
that
by the way, gotta give a special shout out to our good friend Uncle Marcus for playing Rail's partner.
Yes.
who gets no name, but we're gonna just call him Marcus now. Or
Yeah.
Chaser. His name is Chaser, so together they can be the Rail Chaser. Tracer.
Done. There we go.
Good night, everybody!
I'll be your old.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
No, but going off of the cheat sheet code names, Not is Snack Guy, Owl is Snack Stash, and Rail is just fuck you.
Though, to be fair,
He gets better.
He gets
Rail
better
gets
in the
better.
I got better. I got toast.
It's
More in the way of the
Okay.
toast
Only a-
religion,
it's
and
only
you
a-
shall be healed of your assholeness.
No, it's only a flesh wound. I got better.
Does that make Lana a witch?
Because by the way, Rail has the hugest freaking crush on Lotta.
As if the opening
Yeah.
of the show did not give it away with hard eyes, motherfucker.
Wait, was it hard eyes or was it just him holding his hand around his heart area and it just boom, boom, boom?
Both, I think.
I think it's both.
Okay, there we go. Okay, that makes
Let's
sense.
just solidify that this character has a crush on this character. Done.
I ship it.
I ship it too, actually. They make a
I ship
cute
it
couple.
FedEx overnight.
So who voices these three roots?
Okay, so Nut is voiced by Josh Greeley, who you would know from, like, everything these days, but in particular...
I'm gonna punch you, Megan.
Okay, Megan,
So
do it.
bad.
Do it.
No!
I'm bringing
Not
sexy
now!
Josh. Yeah.
Why now?
You other actors don't know how to act. Well, yes, you do because you're great actors and you're all in this show. Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you. I swear to God. When I see you in
Take it
August,
to the roots.
when I see you in August in
Give up.
Dallas, I'm gonna kill you.
By the way, guys, if I die, please search the surrounding Dallas-Fort Worth area for my body. If I haven't been,
Heads up, guys.
or whatever you do, don't go into that freaky castle in Denton. Seriously, it's filled with rich weirdos. Also, castles don't have phones, asshole.
Anyway.
Back on
I will
topic.
give anybody in the chat money if you know what I'm referencing.
Megan, shut up. Let Roots finish.
Back on topic. In particular, you would know Josh Greeley as Armin in Attack on Titan.
Or Stir Screams a lot. much screaming.
You would know him as Nobuchika Ginoza in Psychopaths.
Yes.
And, oh god, I feel like I'm forgetting one.
You're probably
I don't
forgetting
know.
a lot.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know, Roots. Maybe if you put your head on ice or something.
Yeah, I can give you a couple off the top of my head. Kenichi and Kenichi, the Mighty's Disciple.
I think he's making a joke, Jet.
Because, I think there was this show, I don't know if anybody's heard of it.
Dude, I love Drifters.
Yuri on Ice, I believe is the title.
I don't think I've heard of that one before. Nah.
Like, some guy named Yuri Kotsky?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it was
It's
some, like,
just
hack
here on my
indie
list.
show.
I gotta read it off.
So, by the way, I think it's safe to say we all love Josh Greeley as a human being. Just saying.
Moving on. You would know Sonny Strait as Usopp in One Piece. You would know him as both Krillin and Bardock in the Dragon Ball franchise. Koro Sensei in the Assassination Classroom franchise. And he also plays President Mike in the first season of My Hero Academia. And by the way, since this news came out in between episodes that he had to be replaced, basically permanently on My Hero Academia due to reasons, the Dub Talk crew would like to wish Sonny Strait get well soon, man.
Yes.
And to you, Pineapple Man, Godspeed.
Godspeed, Dave
Speed,
Trosco.
Pineapple Man. Apparently,
And,
apparently he thinks it's a crime if you've never seen Back to the Future.
Nice.
Well, okay,
It
well,
is.
I'm going to jail then.
Oh!
Hey, I can join you.
Ooh, we need to fix that next time we
There's
see each other at a con.
There's a lot of things we need to fix. Already, let's see. So we have Jet to see Back to the Future, and Megan has to see Bebop. So
I haven't seen Back to the Future either.
Oh shit!
And I
I
have
need
a
to
degree in
finish
film
Princess
studies.
Jellyfish,
What?
but that's neither here nor there. And Aaron Dismute, you would know him as Prince Arslan in the heroic Legend of Arslan. Yutaka Peiko Hoshino in Ping Pong the Animation.
Woo!
Yu
take it.
Harune in Fuka. And also, he was Alphonse Elric in the original Full Metal Alchemist, which unfortunately is out of print and not streaming anywhere anymore.
Well, but I have it, so...
I own it too.
Straight.
I own it as well.
I
he
own
was-
it. I own it. And fuck you, Maniplex.
And he was also the teenage Hohenheim in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which thankfully you can stream, despite it not being on disc anymore on Crunchyroll. Alright, so, what did we think of these three characters?
Aaron's a little shit, and I love it.
Yeah,
What else is new? Aaron's a little shit, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I have noticed he does play a lot of more jerk characters lately, which is always kind of weird because I still kind of deeply associate him with original Alphonse, who's just kind of like the sweet cinnamon roll. So hearing him just play all these sarcastic characters that were
And
really
I mean,
weird.
like, you had him as a sweet cinnamon roll, and at least, like, a couple years ago, he was also Arslan, and he was Leo, too, in Blood Bowl K Battlefront. But at least lately, he's been getting to have a lot more fun with these different kinds of characters. His character in Non-Baka is hilarious.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that done
love it.
actually, but
You need to
I
fix
feel like
that.
I feel like Nanbaka trained him for his time as a cop on the street, on the hard streets of the Botan district.
Damn it.
And, you know, I gotta say, this is the case in, you know, with Game of Thrones, with, like, even in live-action shows. Any character that you want to personally give a black eye, like, that says a lot about their performance. And God, I wanted to give Rail a black eye. But he gets better, though.
Yeah, thank God he gets better, because literally our chart, his name is Fuck You for a reason.
Yeah. Just to give a little bit of an idea, for example, one of the first encounters we have with Rail, he tries to pin an arson case on Jean by taking his lighter, and his intention was planting it somewhere at a crime scene. Luckily, Jean knew what the hell was going on. He found him quickly.
But he came to the power of toast, so he got converted to the good side.
Came to the power of toast.
In the world of ACCA, bread fixes everything.
And, you know, thwarting an assassination attempt, it kind of also changes a guy, you know?
That too.
that definitely helps.
And I really do, like, we're joking about Aaron being a jerk, but honest to God, his performance in episode 9, where he's trying to get Lotta to safety,
Yes.
is fantastic.
That's definitely the height of that performance for him, I would say.
That was tense as all get out.
Yeah. I was also pretty happy with Sunny Straight's performance. Like, I mean, it's always kind of nice to see him do kind of laid-back, pretty chill characters. And I was kind of really, really surprised by the twist with his character at the very end of the show. But
Me too.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Okay, now, that was the role that Megan was referring to
Yes.
earlier in the episode. Because, it wasn't particularly the reveal of who he was, but I kind of figured something was up with him a little earlier than I think I should have. Mainly because, you know, Sunny Straight's voice is so distinctive. And when he was talking with Nino over the phone, you could tell it was him. And since he was introduced as Owl, like, beforehand, I kind of was able to put 2 and 2 together by, like, episode 2 or 3.
I didn't even recognize it that early on, but then again... Like,
yeah, I probably wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, I wasn't paying that much attention, and this was also, like, 3 months ago when the simuldub started. But then I picked up on it because I was watching the last 3 episodes. I hadn't finished the show until today. And I was watching the last 3 episodes, and one of the later conversations before we find out who it actually is on the phone. Like, he has at least one other conversation with Nino on the phone. And I was like, wait, what? I was like,
And
well,
it's
shit.
not, again, it's not something that is a knock against Bevins or Sunny, and it probably could be easily fixed with filtering the voice through something, or some other thing, but I also too enjoyed Owl as a character and Sunny's performance of him, because he had this weird sense of, like, your weird dad charm.
Yeah, like, he definitely had a Captain Dad vibe.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, he had the weird dad vibe, and it worked really well.
Yeah, again, the episode where Rail is trying to get Lotta to safety, and then all of a sudden, when you think it's about to turn to shit, here comes Sunny Straight coming in to save the day.
That's
Dad
actually where I
senses.
figured out who it was, because there's a lot of things that he knew about those guards that I don't feel like he would have.
True. Very true.
He would have as just his level in ACCA. Like,
that's very
I
true.
think he would knew that they were from Doa, but I don't think he would have known royal family stuff. Because we don't see the royal family and the guard of the royal family interact with ACCA very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that would have been a logical point to start turning the gears on that revelation, but...
Show hides that one.
Yep.
In terms of Josh is not, he's a good performance, but again, he's kind of like the snack gossip child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really remember too much about the character, honestly. So.
Other than that, and he had like a bunch of kids.
He disappears into the background, like, they show up for a party, and that was basically the only point I remember him from.
Yeah.
And it's not a knock against Josh Greeley, it's just the character doesn't show up much.
Yeah. But it's, at least to Josh's credit, because it's one of the more mature characters he's voiced before. So that's always an interesting touch.
Yeah.
Going from, instead of voicing like an Armin character, getting a character like this one.
It was basically why I brought up Ginoza
Exactly.
in the character lineup.
Mature characters, they're always good.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of thing you would kind of like to do
Absolutely.
every once in a while. When you're used to playing like teenagers and kids, like getting a
Screaming children
Getting
for
a-
20 episodes.
getting a nice divorced dad every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just seems like a nice palate cleanser.
Totally. Totally does.
Look here, I just had to play 12 episodes of the worst human being on Earth. I need to clean my palate.
God damn it.
And yes, I am talking about Masamune from Masamune Kunzu.
I haven't even seen that show, but I've been told that apparently he carries the show on his own. It's phenomenal.
So I watched one episode of that show and went nope. So
Yeah,
He makes-
seems like Mean Girls the animation.
I'll say,
and
I've
that's
been
just not my
told
thing.
that Josh is the one person that makes it tolerable.
but I didn't like his character.
I haven't seen the show. I'm just going off of what you guys tell me. Mostly Hardy. Because Hardy's the one who has the opinion that he made the show tolerable to him.
Okay, so I guess we're ready to move on.
Are you guys ready to move on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to go to the royal court, sir.
Alright. Off to Doha we go. Alright, starting off, we have the ailing king, whose condition is starting to worsen and basically starts up the coup itself. King Folka II. And then you have his grandson, the crown prince, whose succession of King Folka threatens the existence of ACCA as a whole.
Also,
And
he's
I know-
a human lawnmower.
God damn it.
Prince Xuan. You have King Folka's advisor, who kind of sets into motion some stuff in episode 8 that ends up leading to, the coup, Qualm. And you have the prince's cinnamon roll advisor,
Slash guard.
Magi,
Slash guard. Who also likes toast.
Part of the
whose
the
love
religion
of
toast.
sandwich bread saves everybody.
Yes. the lesson to take from ACCA today, folks. Sandwich bread saves the world.
Sandwich bread saves lives.
Yes.
Wonder Bread. Confounding the bourgeoisie since 1920 something rather. Okay, so King Folka II is played by my man Randy Perlman.
Sorority sister.
Prince Xuan by Damon Mills.
Sup, man?
Qualm by Kent Williams.
Yay!
And Magi by Justin Briner.
Yay!
You would know Randy Perlman as the sorority sister, Jirotachi, from Token Rambu Hanamaru.
It's my nickname for him.
Sake! Give me sake!
I think isn't the other one Ken Williams too?
Go get me
Sorority
some
Alpha and
booze! My
Sorority
beer
Gamma.
buzz is almost
Oh my
gone!
god.
He is Miiko from insert title here. Oh crap. I mean Shangri-La. Sorry, Shangri-La.
I thought you were gonna say something that.
Oh wait, I own the Shangri-La that doesn't say insert
Oh.
proper title here.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna you were trying to reveal like a show that we aren't supposed to talk about, and then I got the joke.
And
I got that reference.
he is also like the greatest dub character in One Piece. Emporio Ivankov.
I wouldn't even know who that is.
Zenith would.
He is the he's
I can never
The
get
drag.
past
like one of the
the.
he's one of the revolutionaries. He's like in charge of a bunch of
Wait,
people in a prison.
like I tried to draw up my One Piece now. That's the drag queen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say my knowledge only goes as
Oh,
far
is he
as
the one that
Skypiea.
looks like Frankenfurter?
Yes.
My knowledge only goes
Okay,
as
now
far
I
as
know who that
Skypiea.
is.
I can't remember.
I would like to thank AMV Hell for teaching me who that character is, because there is a clip of that character singing Sweet Transvestite. And that's the only thing I will know from One Piece is that clip of that character.
Randy Perlman is absolutely magnificent.
Does he channel Tim Curry?
A little bit. But he totally makes it his own. It's wonderful. And I would totally recommend the Impel Down arc of One Piece just for him.
If only.
And there were a lot of other stronger performances in the Impel arc, that Impel Down arc as well. But he steals the show. And in any case, Damon
Speaking
Mills.
of stealing the show.
You would know him as Jiugo in Nambaka.
Yes.
He is Matthias Johann Weiss in Saga of Tanya the Evil. And you would also know him as Shinta Mizumura in the Holy Knight OVAs from Media Blasters.
He's also Yakov Smirnov. Yuri on
Yep.
Ice. Yeah, old man Yakov. Oh, lordy.
Pizeski,
Yep.
get back here!
Kent Williams. You would know him as Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Dr. Gero. Supreme Kai. Elder Kai. I believe a few other people in the Dragon Ball franchise. And he is also the magnificent narrator of Ninja Slayer from Animation.
He's also the Yu Yu Hakusho narrator.
He's a lot of narrators.
He's a lot of things.
And Justin Briner. You would know him as Deku Midoriyama from My Hero Academia. Michaela Hyakuya from Seraph of the End. And Prince Alfonso San Valiente from Garo the Animation.
Garo!
Hello.
Garo.
That was pathetic.
Garo. Garo!
Okay, well, I didn't really have too much of an opinion on Randy Newman as the king, but I mean, he sounded pretty good. Like, I didn't have too much of an opinion on that character, but
Wait,
he
wait,
sounded...
wait. Did you call him Randy Newman?
Oh, God.
I'm Randy Newman!
I'm Randy Newman!
My grandson is in Neps!
Yeah, well, this is already off to a great start.
We're gonna strike my daughter's
Okay.
name off the register and start a coup.
Really, I will go sailing no more.
And you
I just got that!
Okay,
Oh, God! That makes sense in the context of the show, too!
okay.
In the words of DJ Khalid, congrats, you played yourself.
Okay, so going further down the list.
just keep going, Jess.
Yes, I also like Kent Williams a lot as the A because Kent Williams he just has a really awesome voice and I really like listening to it. As for David Mills, it's actually like the first time I've really heard him in anything aside from Yuri on Ice. So when I first heard his voice, I seriously mistook him for Todd Habercorn a few times. until I actually
That's
read the
a mistake I've actually
It's
made.
funny you
once or
say
twice.
that, because when I was making predictions, I was thinking, like, Todd for Schwan. Prince Schwan. Blech. Wow. This asshole prince, nicknamed Fuck You Too. But,
Actually, like, the one prediction I remember is Vic Mignogna Schwan. Mainly because of...
Mamoru
me, honestly.
Yeah, like, Mamoru Miyano was basically the reason I thought up of it. But,
Don't you even... Okay.
but
You
we'll,
had to bring up the curse.
we'll bring up the curse for a later
I think
character.
the curse has finally been lifted. I think Robbie Damon kind of does the Memorial Miyano stuff now.
Well, it's Matt I think he's Matt Mercer in P5, but
No,
there was a while where,
like, I confused with Todd Habercorn a few times, but I guess that really kind of... But I guess that pretty much speaks to how well he kind of plays the Swarmy Prince character, because he played it really great. It's like, and, I mean, the character's pretty much standard jerk, but it was a really entertaining performance. And as for Justin Briner as the Cinnamon Roll guard, he played the Cinnamon Roll quite well. Like, So, yes, I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much happy with anything Justin Briner does. Like, he was great in Surf in the End, he's great in My Hero Academia, and I'm just really happy with everything he's doing right now.
You really need to watch Non-Baka, sir. I'm just saying. Because if you thought Damon's range can be just restricted basically to Yakov and then Prince Schwan here, Jugo is completely different too.
I mean, it's interesting.
God, that guy's a wizard.
The ultimate voice acting wizard here. That's
Hold
it. We're
on.
done.
I mean, I got midway through the show, so that it kind of lost me. But I might get.
Were you watching? Were you watching the dub or the Japanese?
It's Japanese. I didn't feel like going back to watch the dub.
Well, go back and watch the dub because the dub is freaking hilarious. I'm kind of in the same boat as Jet, Randy Perlman, and Kent Williams weren't exactly memorable to me because they weren't there that much. Though from what we had, I did enjoy their performances. Justin Briner, the sweet, innocent cinnamon roll, too good and pure for this world, who loves toast, and is an advisor to this really big asshole, essentially. I think it was a good performance. And I'm going to say this right now, though, about Damon Mills, because I said this before we started recording. This performance is an early contender for me for W Award for Golden Ham. Because this kid chewing all that scenery like a spiral cut ham, glazed. It was beautiful. I loved every second of it. He basically would steal almost any scene he was in, and it was just so much fun. And I loved every second of it.
He just devoured scenery like Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
Like I said, human lawnmower. Chew that scenery. No, I'll agree with Falk, aka the King, and Qualm, aka Pirate Advisor, because compared to Prince Schwan and Magi, they are both. Those two have such a dynamic chemistry across their voices too, because they do get to be a bit of a straight man comedy duo as well as very much the heart versus the stubborn. Because there's a reason why Schwan is fuck you too. He is an asshole up until the very last moment.
Yeah.
Of the show. Honestly. But I love the fact that the two of them play off so well, especially Justin Briner's restraint and kind of deadpan at certain scenes. Like, even when Magi gets excited, it's not like, when he eats the bread, it's not like, oh! He's like, oh! Like, that kind of reaction.
I think I don't really recall Justin ever playing a deadpan character, at least to me, as before.
Mika.
So. Well,
Vampire Mika.
Mika's not that deadpan in actuality.
He's not deadpan when it comes to Yuichiro, but to everybody else, he's like, fuck
But
this.
Magi is pure deadpan. Magi is pure deadpan compared to Mika. I'm talking about pure deadpan character. In this case, Magi.
I was gonna say, there's a prediction I made for another show, and it was kind of this reason I picked Justin to be that person, and it reminds me a lot of that character and that person's performance, but with Justin's own flair and kind of voice to it. And honestly, I love everything is so... It's just so well between the two of them, like, just the whole, like... I think for me another one of those great moments is in episode 11 when they're on the plane together. And he finally calls them out about the wishes of the people.
Yep. That was a really good scene.
Like,
yeah.
The best part of Justin Briner's Magi is it doesn't come completely up to the surface, but you can kind of tell that he's just, man, if I wasn't obligated to serve you, my 2 weeks would have been in the mail months ago.
He is, like, the fed-up employee. And, like, you can tell, you can kind of hear it in his voice. I think, like you said, that he wants to actually, I think, also yell at Schwan, but he can't.
Yeah. as for, Randy Perlman and Kent Williams, they do have a lot of chemistry. I like seeing that, Randy Perlman is known for the hugely flamboyant, scenery chewer characters. And to see him in this kind of be the more subtle, bedridden, kind of slowish old man, it's kind of refreshing, I gotta say. And yeah, Damon Mills is golden ham material right there. I would not be surprised if he took it. So are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
So we are at our first 3 of the 5 chiefs of ACCA.
The ones who don't exactly have a big role in the show.
They're all just kind of there, but they do get, moments here and there.
Yeah.
So from the district of Suitsu, we have Captain Koif, a.k.a. Pastis.
This guy.
Or as I call him, Mr. Havisham.
Pompadour.
From the district of Jumoku, we have the guy who totally looks like, what's his name from Fullmetal Alchemist?
Mace Hughes.
Mace Hughes.
He's totally Hughes.
Yeah,
This is actually where Hughes went after he died.
well, at least he's not as much of a clone as that one character in World Trigger. There's a character in that show who literally looks exactly like May Hughes, and he even has the same voice actor in Japanese.
It's funny. Here's the funny thing about Pine. That's the character's name, Pine. The second I saw the character in the Japanese, I'm like, let this be Sunny Straight or I will riot. Obviously, that didn't end up being the case, but I'm like, oh
Question.
no, it would have been funny.
When we were playing the guessing game in the Anime Boston line, didn't I immediately guess Sunny
I
Straight
think
for
you
him
did.
too?
Yeah.
I think you did.
That's when I went cross-eyed.
And then when I told you
I think
who
the
it was,
only
you're
one I
like,
got
what?
right. I think the only
Because
one
we
I
all
actually
joked
got...
about it, too.
Yeah.
And, from the district of Yakara, Mr. High Roller himself, Spade.
Chief Pops. I love the nickname here. Chief Pops.
Fuck name these people.
Who gave him the nicknames? I gave him the nicknames.
No, their actual names.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not world end bad, but some of them are a little strange.
I think they're all, named after trees,
Or birds.
flowers, or birds.
Sounds about right.
Pastis is voiced by Aaron Roberts, who plays Barbaro in 91 Days, and again, I'm so sorry for screwing you up in 91 Days episode. He is Hideki Tama in Evangelion 3.33. You cannot redo? I can't remember that name, but anyway.
Evangelion.
You cannot get into Shinji's pants, Hikaru.
Damn it.
He was Sunny in Toriko. And he was also Hit in Dragon Ball Super, or at the very least Xenoverse 2, but he will probably carry over.
He's also the dude who crashed the plane in Seraph at the end.
Black is fucking welts.
One of Megan's favorite characters from that show.
That is to date my favorite Aaron Roberts role, and you can all fight me.
Chris Rager is the voice of Pine.
Yeah, this is when Megan went cross-eyed in the line when we were at AB.
Oh no, this is the one I literally sat there and was like, you're fucking shitting me. This is the one I call bullshit on.
You would know him as Asshole Principal Gakuho Asano in the Assassination Classroom franchise.
Woo!
You would know
child
him
abuse.
as Great Gozu in Danganronpa 3's future arc.
Great Gosu. He should have been there longer, man. It was so good.
You shouldn't have fallen into despair, dum-dum.
It's not his fault.
You would know him as Hercule, aka Mr. Satan, in the Dragon Ball franchise.
As he's finally called now.
Oh no,
Wow,
I forgot my tractor!
I forgot my tractor. And I'm surprised you guys didn't get the House of Thousand Corpses joke I just made.
I'm
And
not really familiar with that.
Arlong in One Piece.
You're also forgetting a rather pertinent one, sir.
And which one am I forgetting?
Kaiser.
Do I have to do the
Kaiser from Rage of Bahamut.
I was actually trying to avoid that one so we didn't have to do the yell, but let's do the yell.
I just did, so keep moving on.
Favaro!
I can't
And
really
Mark's-
do the scream right now, so.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it if you can't do it.
I'm not scaring
Mark
your dog
Stoddard.
again. Never again. I can't.
No, she's upstairs. Don't worry about it. I thought ahead this time.
Good.
Well played.
All right. So, Mark Stoddard.
Woo!
You would know him as Blitz T. Abrams in Blood Blockade Battlefront.
A Mucky Abrams the vampire out there.
My man Scipio Africanus in Drifters.
What's up, man?
Joe Butterfly Koizumi in Ping Pong the Animation. And a perennial favorite, Mosquito in Soul Eater.
Oh, I forgot he was a Mosquito. Damn, forgot about that.
Okay, so what did you guys think of the kind of more minor members of ACCA's leadership?
I still
What
think.
the fuck? That was Chris
I'm about to
Rager?
say, I still find it funny that Megan calls bullshit on Chris Rager.
I couldn't tell that was him!
I don't
Yeah,
think.
that was Chris Rager.
Yeah, I don't think I could either, which says a lot.
For me, it was kind of a mix of, maybe a little bit of Osno and maybe a little bit of Kaiser to an extent. So, I
Yeah.
knew it was Chris Rager when I heard it,
Yeah.
but it was also a welcome change for him, because, I mean, he's gone from roles from, like, Hercule and Reigozu, and Pine is definitely a much more relaxed character for him to play. So,
Then Mark Stoddard was Mark Stoddard.
Mark Stoddard was Mark Stoddard. Again, predictions. I was like, an authoritative old man. Mark Stoddard. And I got it right, so.
Yep, he had.
Hey,
he
at least
had,
this time when he tried to overthrow something, he wasn't murdering everybody.
Yep, I mean, he had to be in this dub somewhere.
And here he is.
Like, I really like Mark Stoddard's voice.
Yep,
Yeah,
so do I.
Good.
And I also really like the voice Chris Rager used for Pine.
I loved it. It was definitely a welcome change. It was kind of like, yeah, it's a mix of like Asano and Kaiser, but it also sounds like, because let's face it, this character looks like Mace Hughes. Maybe he was channeling a little bit of like Sonny's portrayal of Mace Hughes. I don't know.
You know what? Headcanon, he was.
Probably.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And then
And then, fucking Aaron Roberts. You could, if you told me that was Aaron Roberts, I'd tell you you're a fucking liar, because I could not pin him down who that was the whole time.
yeah, between the three of them, his was probably the one that you could probably call bullshit on the most, because you couldn't quite pin it down, but at the same time, he kind of plays up the dramatics considering the district that he's originally from. Like, dramatics and theatrics, so it's definitely a fun performance and an interesting take on that character.
Jumoku, listed in my notes as the Eat the Rich district.
Because that district is cut off from everything else.
Like I called it, the Great Expectations District. Or Les Mis, the district.
Yes, really, it is.
Except for this time, nobody had to fall off a bridge and comedically smack onto the bottom of it. I'm sorry. I've seen the 2012 Les Mis movie one time. The part where you're supposed to cry over Javert throwing himself off the bridge, I was in hysterics because the sound effect worked.
Way off topic. Aaron Roberts was great. I love that I had to look it up to make sure it was him.
It is.
Because that's all, like, that's the sign that you're doing a good job acting, if somebody has to actually look it up to make sure it's you.
Yeah, while his was probably the one you can call the most bullshit on, that you don't believe it's him, like, I could still hear twinges and inflections that I find familiar, usually with his performances and his voice work, so I could still tell it was him. But out of the three, he's one of the ones where it's like, that is not this person. You are lying. You are high. You're a
Yeah,
liar.
I'm not familiar enough to pick out his... to pick out more nuanced voices, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm at least a little bit more moderately familiar with him.
Yeah, well, I'm not familiar with him at all, so.
Oh, so how is it for you?
I mean, I wasn't really paying that much attention to those three. I thought they all sounded pretty good. Like, I was kind of most surprised by Chris Rager because I'm used to him sounding loud. But yeah, I don't really have too much more to say on those three. I mean, I have a lot more to say about the next two. But
So shall we go on to those next two?
yes, sir.
Yes.
not only do we have the last two of the main five, we also have kind of a smaller deal in the beginning who just kind of rapidly rises up the ranks. So first off, we have basically the guy placed in charge entirely of ACCA from the district of Rokusu, I think that was like the one district you don't see any of, other than, you know, in flashback.
No, I think
yeah.
I think Jean did go there, because we did get to see Jean go to every single district to some capacity.
I just don't remember it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
me neither.
from the district of Rokusu is Grossler.
Chief Grossler.
Yeah. That's it.
And from the district of Fururao, the third little shit of the show.
Who you wouldn't think was a shit until you get to the last third of the show, by the way.
Like, the guy who built a massive house of cards on this coup.
Oh my god.
And got it completely blown down in the final episode.
Get wrecked, officer, get wrecked.
Get wrecked,
We
son.
have Lilium.
Get bent, son.
And finally, we have the pair of lungs that blew down that house of cards. Who not only wrecked Lilium, but Prince Schwann's attempts to take down ACCA as well. And that is Mauve.
Kick-ass woman, I love it.
Bitches, get shit done.
Yes.
Okay, so Grossler is played by Ian Sinclair.
Surprise, surprise, because Junichi Suwabe.
The Junichi Suwabe curse.
Oh my god. I think when I read that little pamphlet, I think I said that too. When I read that little pamphlet and saw Junichi Suwabe, I'm like, okay, I know which one Ian is.
I think you did say that.
Well, I know where Ian Sinclair's going in this fucking show.
I should have suspected it when I made my predictions, but I didn't.
So you
When
would
in doubt,
know,
Ian and out.
Yes.
You would know Ian Sinclair as Dandy from Space Dandy
He's a dandy man.
in Space. You would also know him as the impeccably coiffed Brook from One Piece, the one-eyed Warwick Archangelo from Gangsta, and Whis from Dragon Ball Super. Lilium is played by Jason Lebrecht, who you would know as Yato from Noragami and Noragami Arigoto. You would know him as Mitsunokami Yoshiyuki from Token Rambu Hanamaru. Principal Ench, aka Enchman from Shin-Chan, and Champa from Dragon Ball Super. And again, like Aaron Roberts, it was a role he played in Xenoverse 2 that will likely carry over. And Mauve is played by Rachel Robinson, who you would know as Oerba Yunfang from Final Fantasy XIII, Zoran Blitz from Hellsing Ultimate. I think it was volumes 5, 6, and 7.
I think it was that set, yeah.
Farangeese from The Heroic Legend of Arslan, and Angelica from Show by Rock. What did you guys think of these three?
Get wrecked, Lebrecht.
These three were very interesting. Like,
Yeah, they were.
yeah, like, when it came to Ian Sinclair in particular, like, I was mostly just looking at the character design for this one, so when I heard Ian Sinclair was doing this character, I was pretty surprised.
I was kind of surprised too, because it's one of those. Because let me guess, it's one of those things where like the character design didn't quite match up with the voice that came out of it.
I mean, at
least initially.
Yeah, at least initially, because he kind of looked like an
Yeah.
older gentleman, and I
Yeah.
don't really associate Ian Sinclair with that. But he played the character very well. He kind of like stayed in business at all times, kind of as a kind of very stern tone, and I really appreciated that. As for Jason Lebrecht, like, I really kind of I've gotten used to him being the hero a lot of the time, or at the very least, like, hyperactive characters. So kind of seeing him being like a swarmy villain is a really interesting change of pace for me. And he played that character very, very well. I actively wanted to punch that character in the face towards the end.
Yeah.
And yep, and then for Rachel Robinson, it feels like it's been a while since I've heard her, probably not since Belsing, but but I really liked her performance here. It's very much a whole business, and it really fit the character.
But I say you need a strong, powerful female voice. Rachel Robin is definitely one of your go-tos for that. And
Fair and Geese, is that you?
and for Rachel, I love it. It's one of my favorite performances from here because she just takes the reins, takes control of any and every situation she's in, and she knows exactly what she's doing. So,
And my god, the turnabout of a turnabout in episode 12.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Her delivering the speech of Rex.
Lebrecht.
The Reckoning.
I
with a
really
WR.
did not see that coming.
Yeah, I know. That's the last thing I saw coming.
Nobody did, because I think I just started screaming, what? Flat what? For fun. Oh my god, there are so many things about the three of these performances themselves that are so intricate and so well done that it's insane. I could not for the life of me place who Lilium was. I had to keep looking it up. I was like, who the fuck is this? Oh, it's Jason Lebrecht. Watching who the fuck was that? Oh yeah, it was that good. I'm with Jet where I'm so used to Jason Lebrecht being Yato or Suwa from Suwa, right? From Orange?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or his character in Gun Guy in Token Ranbu, the smarmy jackass.
He is so good at being the happy-go-lucky
Yet smarmy motherfucker. And
that
then there's
suddenly he goes into complete slimeball mode, and it's magical.
It is just
And here's the thing. At the beginning of the show, you could never tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was it was a subtle enough shift in performance that it really came out. It was really a great transition and very successful with his performance. And I'm like, oh, what was it? It was the end of episode 9 when he's talking
Where
to
he grabs
Grossler.
Grossler's hair.
I'm like, holy shit, this dude is up to something.
That was great.
And
It was amazing.
And the thing is, too, is, William's got his brothers that he talks to, too.
Yes.
And his play off of Jerry, and I forget who plays his other brother, and I'm really sorry, and I can't look it up right now. How he speaks to them is different than how he speaks to Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Or John, or Jean, or fuck.
Jean.
And it's different how he speaks to Mauve, or how he speaks to Grossler, or he speaks to the other 3 district chiefs. And also, just, God, Ian's performance as Grossler, as this disillusioned politician. Just so quiet and so subtle. I mean, it's Ian Sinclair. Ian Sinclair is one of those gentlemen who happens to have a very distinct voice, unless you tell him to go full Tatum and you have Carnival, which is another Bevan show. But the way that he plays Grossler, and the idea that the Gene puts in the back of at the end, where it's maybe Grossler knew the whole time and that's why he never said a word to me. And, maybe he talks to Gene because he knows who he really
Right,
is.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too.
It's just so good. And then he has that scene where he gets his hair pulled and he's brought down by, a sad old dog with a horrible master. And then then you get to see him come out of it in the last episode when the great reckoning comes on Lilium's fucking head, and God is I'm sorry, that is one of the most satisfying moments in any anime I've ever watched.
It was beautiful.
Is watching
Magical.
Is just watching Mauve walk for John nod his head and Mauve walk forward, and the look of this isn't supposed to happen. And that comes across Liam's face, and Rachel Robinson just delivers the speech that is the smiting and the middle finger to the Lilium family. And it's so wonderful, and God, the show is so good!
That scene is just so satisfying.
Like,
Yeah, and when she
not
delivers the line that, John, you're a king, or John, you're a prince, like, there's so many moments for her, too, that she has this stern yet loving voice and caring voice, and the fact that Rachel Robinson has to play Mauve as if she doesn't know, but she really knows what's gonna happen, and she never lets it slip, and it's like a 4-episode arc!
like, she is definitely, like, high up in my Dubby listings for winter, and it will probably stick.
Yeah,
She was phenomenal.
she's got...
Like
she
that.
doesn't have a lot of stiff competition coming from other shows, honestly, and it's not a knock against the other shows, because a lot of them are really good, and obviously we don't know what spring and fall titles that Funimation has, but damn, did she blow her competitors out of the water for winter.
God. It's tough. It's
Like-
tough competition. My God.
Like, that took subtlety and nuance to a whole new level.
Absolutely.
And yeah,
Oh my God.
Ian Sinclair's Grosshealer. Like, I can't put into words what I like about it. It's like he's just so downtrodden and defeated in the start of the series, and then slowly, as the coup starts working its way up, you start seeing building confidence, and then Lilium wrecks him in episode 9. And then all of a sudden in episode 12, when Mauve delivers the reckoning, not just on Lilium, but Prince Schwan, you just see him perk back up, and then he retires, but she keeps him on. Oh, it's just, like, the dynamic between Grosshealer and Mauve is just wonderful. Are you guys ready to move on to the individual characters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I guess our thoughts really are like, hey, these performances are fan-fucking-tastic.
Moving right along.
What do we got, like 3 left, I think?
Yep.
Yep.
Which is good because it's starting to get a little bit late, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but this is just one of those shows you just...
There's just
yeah,
so
no,
much to talk about.
no, it's okay.
There's
Yeah.
so much to talk about. It's a really good show.
So, our first individual character is Jean Otis's baby sister, who I believe up to the end is completely oblivious to the just big family revelation
No.
that sparks the entire coup. Oh, no.
Let's
No, she
say.
figured
Never
it
mind,
out.
you're right. Yeah, like episode 9,
Episode
I
9.
completely forgot.
Because lo and behold, might as well say this about Lotta and Jean
Yeah.
at this point. So, partway through the show, because we kind of, like, dropped little bits of it here and there, we find out that Lotta and Jean are both of royal blood. Their mother, she is a princess, or was, and,
She did.
essentially she wanted to see more of the outside world. So the king let her, but she was basically taken out of the family registry. So that's how come but not really a lot of people knew about this, except for, well, at least for most of the show, one character we're going to talk about soon. But yeah, Lotta really just finds out when a group of guards are sent to try and assassinate her or kidnap her.
I think it was basically like Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the
that-
second time it was definitely dead.
for Jean anyway. But yeah, she was basically protected by both Rail and Owl from that. So yeah,
And Madge, because Maggie told
that's
him.
Maggie told Rail. He told Rail about it.
He's like, bro, I need you to protect her. What, bro?
Just do it.
Advisor, I'm fed up. I would quit if I could.
I'm gonna
Anyway.
Praise the toast.
Toast saves
Anyway,
lives.
Loda Otis. She is played in the English dub by Alexis Tipton,
Huzzah!
who you would know as replacing Laura Bailey as Kid Trunks in Dragon Ball Super. She was Saya Kisaragi in Blood Sea. She was Mei Hatsume in My Hero Academia Season 2. Mahiro Hiraki in Seraph of the End.
Run! She's a ghost and a bitch.
And Yuko Nishigori in Yuri on Ice.
Oh lord. I'd also like to point out, if I'm correct, I think Tia Ballard plays her mom in that show.
You mean...
Is Princess Shinobi.
Yeah, Tia is the princess, is Jean and Lotta's mother.
Oh, okay. I was not able to look that up. That is good to know.
Oh,
Yep,
cool.
that was Tia. I recognize
Cool.
that voice anywhere.
Yep, that was Mama Tia.
Mama Tia.
Run! Which means eventually, when they have a kid, if she and Rail ever hook up and get together and have a kid, it's obviously going to be voiced by Felicia on Gill just to continue the change.
Nice.
No, I loved... She was so fucking
She was
cute.
adorable.
Almost cloyingly so, but thankfully it never gets to that,
Yeah.
oh god, annoying point.
Yeah, which is good.
Which I have to say, like, has rarely happened with Alexis Tipton, and I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, yeah, you have a good point. I mean, she does the cutesy thing a lot, but it's never gotten to the point where it's, like, annoying, which is great.
Now, her character in Fairy Tail, otherwise.
Wait, I don't remember what character she is in that show.
She's the creepy... She's the one that's into cats. That's in Tower of Heaven.
Okay.
Forget her name.
We're getting close to Grand Magic Games, y'all. I know she comes back. But no. God, no, she's really good in... Like, I think she doesn't really understand what's going on.
Like, she knows shit's going down.
But she
and
doesn't
she's-
understand it.
She doesn't understand it, and she's trying to basically keep everybody calm.
Yeah, I must almost say she gets to live quite a life. Like, she gets to go out to eat pretty much every night. I wish I could.
I know, right?
Well, when you're a princess...
When you're secret princess...
And you don't even know it's a partway through.
Yeah. I think for me, one of the moments that really got me was at the end where she does kind of have a bit of hint of sadness in her voice when she brings the bride to Doa to talk to her aunt. I think Lydia McKay aunt.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I think that is Cynthia Kranz.
Oh, cool.
Time to find this. I just don't know the name of the ant.
Just sweet cinnamon roll, and she has a little bit of sadness in her voice regarding her it's like, you know, she attempted to murder you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Little sis.
Yeah, Roos, you right. Cynthia Krantz.
Yeah,
But,
I figured it sounded like her, but anyway.
No, I think she did really good. I feel like Lotta gets to have kind of a little bit of the comedic relief moments or quieter moments, but she has a really good performance, and I think Alexis nailed it.
Yeah.
And in particular, you know, the assassination attempt of episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, like Aaron Dismuke, that is probably the high point of her in the show.
Yeah, I would definitely say that too. Definitely a high point for both her and Aaron's performances for those.
Yeah, definitely.
Cute, adorable cinnamon roll. Doesn't do anything wrong. I think it's perfect. I'm just like, I love it.
Don't you dare hurt that smile. Protect that smile.
Protect that smile.
Protect that child.
Protect his innocent child from danger.
Okay, so I guess we're ready to move on to our main two.
Yep.
Bro, I love the nickname of the next one. Bro Dad.
Yeah.
Bro Dad.
So,
Biting tongue, biting tongue, biting tongue.
so
Bite your tongue.
secret. Jean's best friend, secretly kind of bodyguard-ish, kind of observer. We have Nino, aka Crow.
Oh,
Like the super slick, super cool.
Okay, I just want to say something really quick on the character. Like, I nearly almost spat out my drink when I saw the twist regarding his actual age.
Oh,
Everyone did!
yeah. Like, he's high school, he's Gene's high school friend, but he's like 10 years older. Because he
Dad,
has...
I think that line got me. Dad, I'm 25.
Yeah. That was
Actually,
great. I'm
yeah,
like,
high
what?
school, he'd have to be, what? Gene would have to be, what, 13? So he's like 12 years older?
No, Gene would be
14, 15.
Okay.
So about 10, 11.
Okay.
High school's 4 years. Unless
Yep.
they're going by the Japanese high school method, which he would be about 15.
Okay, so yeah, about 10 years.
And you mentioned him as a bodyguard. Now I'm imagining when... Spoiler alert. So, the man with... Vic Mignogna tries to kill
The man with
Gene
the
at one
golden
point,
gun.
and Nino takes the shots. Why did you do it? And because you mentioned the bodyguard, Nino just turns to Gene and dies.
You know-
love you.
Damn it.
Rush
Like,
him to surgery.
We need to call the branch
full
office
disclosure,
first. Screw it.
like... I kind of got that vibe between Nino and Gene.
Yeah,
That they're gay?
the ending, like, I wasn't too sure for most of the show, and then the ending was like, yep.
Maybe.
All I know is this. If I can bring this up. Hey, Fua District. Why the fuck do you need to consult the branch chiefs to get a goddamn ambulance?
I know, right? I was like, we don't have time for this. Get Nino to a
Especially
hospital.
for another ACCA member. What the shit?
Well, they probably didn't know it was an ACCA member.
And, you know, like...
Nino's supposed to be
like
kept hidden,
coup
you know?
and all. But,
Get
in
down,
any case...
get down, Mr. President.
God damn it.
I actually have a funny story about that, but not here.
Later.
So Nino is played by Christopher Bevins.
He said there's always somewhere in his own dubs.
And it's
Because
true.
he's got a self-insert.
Every director self-inserts somehow. I feel like.
Yeah, but he's like notorious for it at this point.
True.
Him and Mike
Him and Mike
McFarlane.
McFarlane are notorious for it.
Yeah. So you would know him as Narcissus in the Heroic Legend of Arslan. He is Japan in the Hetalia franchise.
He's Japan. Shit.
He's Mr. Scotch Tape himself, Hantasero in My Hero Academia.
I can't believe his helmet is a fucking tape dispenser.
I never noticed until you
Oh!
said that. Oh my god.
If somebody pointed it out on Twitter, I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
What?
Now I have to really look at this. Oh man. To Google. Oh man.
And,
I wonder...
and he's also Natsuki Issei in All Out.
all I know is this. I wonder if when Cliff Chapin is, like, getting too high on his horse and Bevins is around, if Bevins just takes a thing of tape and tapes him to a chair.
Oh my god, that'd be funny. Holy
Alright,
shit!
Clifford, time to hold.
His helmet is a tape dispenser.
I fucking told you!
What the fuck?
Anyway, let's talk about Nino. Holy
Let's talk
God.
Bevins.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
because there is a baby Nino. Baby Nino is Brina Palencia. FYI.
Okay, yeah, I kind of figured that was the case.
Also,
It
his
definitely
dad is
sounded
Eric
like
Vale,
that.
proving that once again. Eric Vale is good with. He doesn't kill a child.
He's actually a
Wait,
good dad for
Shania
once
is under
in a
18.
show.
That's still technically a child in this show. Eric Vale helps kill children.
Oh my god.
No kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, whenever you have a glasses character in a show, it's like kind of a toss-up between either Chris Bevins or J. Michael Tatum. So, like, I wasn't too surprised it was Christopher Bevins because he's pretty much always in his own show somewhere. But it was definitely a really solid performance. He played the character to his chest really well. Like a lot of the revelations concerning the character were very surprising, and he really kind of nailed a lot of the bigger moments. And I definitely had a lot of fun with it.
Like, I'm usually kind of leery about whenever a director casts themselves in a major role. Just, like, out of nature of the beast. But, you know, a lot of the ones Bevins has done for himself, namely Narcissus, there's one other one that I'm thinking of that I can't pinpoint, but,
He's
Like-
a 9 in Terror
Yep.
Residence?
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's like one of the bigger ones.
But there are stuff like Narcissus and Nine. You really, when you stop to think about it, can't think of really anyone better. And in particular with Nino. Like, I cannot think of anybody else in the dub playing him. I may have even predicted it, but I don't have my predictions on me, so I can't say for sure.
I feel like if I had done predictions for this show, I probably would have predicted him, but yeah, I definitely could have seen anyone else playing him.
I'm about to say, I did not predict Bevins. Honestly. I'm looking at my list that I made. I had 4 predictions, and all 4 of them were so fucking different from each other. Do you want to know who I had for this, originally?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So, I actually had Ian Sinclair as a first choice. Then I went Dave Matranga. Then here are the 2 really odd ones: Marcus Stemick and Clifford Chapin.
Clifford Chapin's not that weird.
Well, I mean, it could fit. Marcus is the odd one.
Okay, no, it's weird in regards to how old the character actually is, but on paper
That's the
it's not
weird
that
part,
weird.
because again, obviously, would not know what age Nino is. Though, personally, I think, because I'm kind of the same opinion as Roots, where it's sometimes iffy wherever directors cast themselves as major roles, but at least for Bevins, when he does that, it's usually in actually a really good spot, because I love Narcissus, and Megan will remember this when we talked about Terror in Residence.
You hated it.
Originally
you didn't like it.
Originally I was iffy of it, but then by the end I absolutely loved it. Like,
Yeah, Bevins has a great voice.
he does, and in this case with Nino, I loved it from start to finish. I think he was probably one of my favorite performances from the show, bar none.
My question is, how did he direct himself through the twist about Nino's age?
Oh my god.
Because I have to imagine that had to be a challenge as a character. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know a lot about this character. Here, let's dump his entire backstory into an episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well then.
He's
I
45.
was like, derp. What? Shit.
And I think he also plays... I like how he plays Nino with this sense of sadness and not knowing what to really do with his life. But still... It's just... I kind of want to see what happens after the end with them. Like,
Yeah, because this is the big thing is, Nino has been essentially following...
set free.
Well, no, here's the thing. That's not the point I'm making. Nino has essentially been following Gene's life even before he was born. And that's the only thing he knows up until the end of the show, when he's essentially set free and all this stuff is done and over with. So, yeah, I would be interested to see what he would do after the fact. But obviously, that's where the show ended, so...
Yeah, maybe there's like an epilogue chapter in the manga
Maybe.
that they put out in like a couple years as a retrospective. I hope they do.
I hope-
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I think the manga was recently licensed to be released here, too, if I remember right. Yes.
It's licensed by Yen Press.
Yes,
Oh,
I
cool.
remember that being an announcement, so I know something I'm gonna have to get eventually. But yeah, for me, I would say Bevins was definitely among my favorite performances from the show. Like, easily. Because I thought it was great from start to finish, because you could see those subtle changes in emotion coming in throughout. Because, of course, this is one of those shows where subtlety is a huge key factor for a lot of these characters. And Nino's story in particular was so well performed and well done. And I just loved every second of it.
Alright, so are we ready to move on to our final character?
The big tuna.
Yeah.
The prince
Let's get
himself.
smoking!
Too cool for school, man.
Yeah, I had him listed as too cool for school in the cheat sheet, so... The ACCA agent, whose cunning made him climb up the ranks, but his secret royal heritage might make him the leader? Gene Otis.
Gene! I love Gene. He's a doofus.
Yep, and
Drunk
He
Gene.
is a lovable goof.
Drunk Gene is best Gene.
yep, and
Drunk Gene is what happens at cons.
Yes.
yep,
Yeah.
and who
You
is
get drunk and somehow you end up in the fucking Walmart.
yep, and who exactly is
don't end up on
playing
Nash's
our
show.
chill protagonist this time?
Alright, so playing Gene Otis, we have Austin Tyndall,
Austin Tyndall.
What?
who you would know as Karma Akabane in Assassination Classroom. And,
Karma.
Koro Sensei Quest and all that. Ken Kaneki in Tokyo Ghoul.
Coffee Karma.
Here we go.
Obi in Snow White with the Red Hair.
Ninja Karma.
Ninja Karma.
And that guy, Crowley Usford in Seraph of the End.
Vampire
All
Karma.
the karma. So which karma is Gene?
Smoking Karma, duh.
Well,
Actually, kind of a funny
you could
story
also,
with
you
Gene,
should also,
too.
you could also probably call him Prince Karma. So, to be fair,
Yeah.
Karma.
Smoking Prince Karma.
done. Let's go. Jet wins.
Like, I have a funny story that kind of goes into my one sort of minor complaint about Austin Tyndall as Gene.
Uh-oh.
I had actually watched the first episode of the show with my mom in the room. And she, after the episode ended, she looked at me and she said, the main character, he sounds a bit young for a chain smoker. Because, chain smoking is this big thing, and cigarettes play a huge role in the show itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, they're like a status symbol, and then all the branch chiefs of ACCA give Gene a cigarette as a symbol of they are in support of the coup. That is basically my real complaint. It's not that major, but he just sounds a little too young, and that might be something that can be worked out in the home video release. If not, it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that complaint. Like, I hadn't really settled on who I wanted before the actual dubcast came out, but I was kind of surprised to see Austin Tyndall there initially.
Yeah, I was a little surprised too.
Yeah.
Who did you guys all have first?
I think, I kind of ended up getting spoiled, and I actually just deleted my predictions for that. I ended up getting spoiled, so I kind of knew ahead of time it was Austin before I actually fully made predictions.
That may have been where I stuck Bevins.
Yeah, I probably could have seen that.
But then again, I think in the Japanese as well,
I don't think
the
he's
character sounded a bit young.
Yeah, he didn't sound that deep either.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's a difference between Nino, who's like in his 40s, and Gene's probably like in his 30s. So
Okay.
Which I thought, when they said Gene was in his 30s, I was like, excuse me, bitch?
I think like the only problem I kind of had with it initially, I think I was just coming off of finishing my love story and his character in that show. So I guess it kind of felt a little bit by the numbers initially, but as he kind of went further along, he kind of made the character into more of his own thing. I really liked it more as he went along, kind of pretty. A little bit more chill than I usually expect from Austin Tyndall, but it definitely worked.
see, I had a little bit of an opposite effect. Like, I thought it was too. I didn't think it was by the numbers. It was so stoic. And it seemed a little out of place.
Okay. When I say by the numbers, I don't necessarily mean bad. I guess it kind of mean Austin Tyndall kind of being Austin Tyndall, and
Okay.
but I guess it just kind of didn't really feel the character itself until a little bit further in. But
That was basically the same thing with me. It was so stoic, and I'm like, why does this not fit and not work? And I don't know about this anymore. But then as the show progressed, and the more, again, it's those subtle twists and little things that you learn that change the character. It definitely grew on me, and I enjoyed it by the end. It was just the initial, probably first few episodes that was a little bit I don't know about how I feel about him being stoic. I don't know
yeah,
about
definitely.
that.
Yeah, I think it was like the party at Doa Kingdom that things started to turn around.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's when it started
That's
shifting.
when it clicked into place. I think for me, the metaphor that I'm thinking of stuff like it's not fitting is, have you ever seen videos of dogs with big sticks trying to go through the fence, and they keep trying to go through they keep trying to go through horizontally, and they keep banging into the thing,
think I remember.
and then eventually the dog is like, oh, well, if I turn my face and walk in, I can go through the door.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's how it works. And for me, I actually really liked it from the get-go. I mean, he kind of sounded like Austin Tyndall in real life to me. So I met him a couple times, and he's a really sweet guy. Like, hello from your asshole.
From those assholes.
But I think, like, I loved when he finally started, I think you can say, enjoying his job.
Yeah.
You can tell when his perspective on stuff started to turn around.
Because here's a
So-
funny story. Apparently, he applies constantly to be transferred out of the inspection department, which now we know.
Only to have Owl tear it apart each year like the asshole he is.
Because the thing is, apparently those transfer notices never make it through for some reason. At the end, we find out why that is. It's like, well, that's
My only wish that would have happened is when they said we were all going out to dinner and he had the list of assignments that he would have said where everybody went. But we know Warbler, I think everybody stayed put where they were.
Probably.
But I think one of my favorite moments is in the show is when he goes to the underground place.
Yep.
And he has the talk with whoever the hell heads that district about enjoying life.
Yeah.
And I thought that was one of the best scenes for him. And then you have the kind of ending, you'd make a good king between him and Nino scene with the prom, and when he talks to Mauve about how he appreciates Grossler. And I think though the one kind of real like cement this performance is one of the best I've heard, probably from Tyndall since Kaneki, in my personal opinion, is when he goes out to Grossler and says, "Do you want to have a chat? We've got all night."
Which I'm assuming is when everything was laid out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say so.
And Grossler's like, "I'm free, damn it!"
Huzzah!
Huzzah, I'm free from the asshole who pulls my pretty hair.
Get wrecked.
Get wrecked, Lilio.
The proper thing is to get wrecked, Lebrecht.
But yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like-
That's gotta be a thing now. I'm sorry.
like Austin Tyndall didn't get like a big moment like
Oh yeah,
several
like,
other characters did,
Yeah.
like Rachel Robinson but what he does get is like these little subtle moments of, when he's sitting in the diner with Mauve. No, it wasn't a dinner. It was the fancy restaurant when she invites him out, and he's just completely smitten.
Yep.
Or the party, or the whole thing in Suitsu, and the oh god, what was the mining colony one? Let's look that up real quick.
I think it was
To the internet.
I think it was something with a Y.
Pranetta,
Okay.
where he's basically, getting told, hey, just about everybody goes bust here, but we can't just trample on the dreams of everyone. And he starts clicking everything together, particularly with Furao and Ilium. Like, it's just these little subtle magic moments.
I definitely remember the that bit in the restaurant really kind of endeared him a lot to me.
Oh, and he was also drunk, too, which
Yeah, that
I would
was great.
Austin Tyndall is always fun.
Which I'd imagine playing drunk isn't as easy as actually being drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely imagine that. Okay, I guess everybody's done.
Yeah.
I think at this point, yes.
Okay.
I
So,
believe that old guy was yours.
yeah.
Anyway.
So, if you would like to watch ACCA legally, you can find it subtitled on Crunchyroll, who have 15 plus hours of fully licensed content.
Wait, just
Everything. A large percentage of what you put into your subscription goes directly to Japan. A monthly subscription is $6.95 or $11.95 for Premium Plus, which gives you access to store discounts, an improved customer service experience. You get entered into, I believe it's yearly or twice a year, they have a contest that send people to Japan.
Damn.
That you can be entered in. They also have a 30-day free trial. And if you would like the dub, you can find that at Funimation, which at $5.99 a month gives you access to a large swath of Funimation's dubs, including simuldubs done 2 to 5 weeks after Japanese broadcast, a 2-week free trial, and as with the free trial with Crunchyroll, if you do not cancel your subscription within that 2 weeks, your card will be charged, so make sure you do that. But I also wanted to bring up another streaming service that has recently come up. You will be able to find ACCA's dub and subs there. It is known as Verve, VRV. It is a streaming service run by Elation, who own Crunchyroll, and it is basically, I don't know how you would describe it. It's like a bunch of smaller channels
In one bigger channel.
in one bigger service. For $9.95 or $9.99, I can't remember which. Basically, like $10 a month. You get a combo pack, which consists of Crunchyroll, Funimation. You also get Geek and Sundry for things like Critical Role or Talking Heads. You get Mondo, which gives you access to animated shorts like Batman Spider-Man, Axe Cop, and Deep Space 69. You get Channel Frederator, which, again, animated shorts like Bee and Puppycat and Bravest Warriors. You get Nerdist, which gives you access to Shaw Brothers movies and original segments like Because Science. Rooster Teeth, which gives you access to things like Red and Blue, Death Battle, Ruby, that kind of stuff. And a channel called Tested, which is run by Adam Savage of Mythbusters. And you can also purchase additional channels, such as CISO, which I believe is like a comedy-ish network for $3.99 a month. Riff Tracks for $4.99 a month. Jinx, I'm not sure exactly what they do, but that is $1.75 a month. Shudder, which is basically horror, that is $4.99 a month. And Machinima for $1.99 a month. Now, do bear in mind, however, there is, while you get Funimation and Crunchyroll, there is a couple of missing patches of content between the two, as they have not been moved over yet. In particular, and kind of glaring, is stuff like One Piece and Tokyo Ghoul. Also, all of Funimation's Summer 2016 simuldubs, save for Puzzle and Dragon's Cross, are not on the service yet.
One other thing you might want to note is that if you have a Crunchyroll account, you can actually link it to your VRV account, and then you won't have to pay for both services. But as of right now, you can't do that with Funimation.
So how can we find all of you out there on the social medias?
Well, I'm the shortest. You can just follow me over at Queen Yureteru on the Twitters, where I shitpost, cry, and post pictures of my cat Shinja. Maybe sometimes Maka and Luna if they want to come out.
Okay, and you can find me on Twitter as @DivineNega, or you can follow my blog, Animation Infinity, or my current reviews for My Hero Academia Season 2 on the Fandom Post.
My name is Stephanie, also known as Lilac to some people. You can follow me on Twitter at Lilac Anime Review, with review being spelled R-E-V-U-E. And I'm just gonna say, if you don't watch ACCA, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're stupid. Go watch it. Goddamn.
And you can find me, Roots of Justice, on Twitter at Roots of Justice, where I retweet pug pics, kind of get into tinfoil hat theories,
So many tinfoil hat theories.
and other fun stuff. I'll also have a blog eventually. I know I keep saying that, but
It'll happen someday.
I keep struggling to figure out what I want to do with it. One of these days I'll figure it out. Oh, I also run charts.
Yes,
He is
Lots
the
of
chart
charts.
master. He is the chart master for a reason.
Yes, he's our chart master.
Yeah.
And you can follow Dub Talk
On a lot
on
of things.
We have a Twitter account, Dub Talk Podcast, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
And all the words capital.
The
No, I think...
the first of each letter is first letter of each word is capital. Basically, any
Okay.
and all of our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all of the handles for them are Dub Talk Podcast. Though for Tumblr and Instagram, it's all lowercase letters, and then Twitter, uppercase letters for the beginning of each word.
And, I mean, you're watching this already, but Dub Talk on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe here for more of our shenanigans on a daily
And please do like and subscribe, and also, like, ring the bell for notifications. Like, it helps us a lot.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. I need to go get some toast, guys. Anybody want some toast?
Ooh, I could go for some toast.
I need a nap.
Yeah, I need to, like, get to sleep. So...
Well, not after some
Yeah.
toast. You
I need
need
to
some
stay
toast
cool.
first, and then you go to sleep, okay? I'll make some toast.
All hail the toast overlord.
I think I'm gonna smoke another cigarette
No!
and throw up again.
No!
Ah.
No! We don't need another vomit incident right now.
Okay. So, from us at Dub Talk, we would like to bid you adieu, and Otaku Wanda Dubbas!
Bye.
Bye! Good night, everyone!
Praise the toast.